Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this adorable felt Pooh Bear doll. He's roughly 4.5 inches tall by 2.5 inches wide. So let's get started. For today's project, you will be needing some yellow, red, dark blue, black, and dark yellow felt. You will also be needing some yellow, red, blue, and black thread, a needle, scissors, a pen, 2 small black beads for the eyes, some polyfill, and a hot glue gun. To start this project, you're going to take your yellow felt and you're going to cut out his head. Once you're done with that, you can use this piece as a guideline to cut out another identical piece. Please keep in mind that as we're cutting out all these pieces, they will shrink just a little bit as we stitch and fill them with polyfill. Next, you're going to take your yellow felt and you're going to cut out 2 identical pieces for his body. Now you're going to take your red felt and you're going to cut out 4 identical pieces for the arms. Then you're going to trim off the top portion of the arm so that it looks like a sleeve. Now you're going to take your yellow felt and you can use the pieces that you trimmed off of the red felt to cut out 4 identical hand pieces. Now we'll attach the sleeves to the hands, so using your hot glue gun, you can hot glue one piece to the front part of the hand, and then the other one you can hot glue it to the back portion of the hand. And repeat this step for the other 2 pieces. Now you're going to take your black thread and you're going to bring the 2 end pieces up together and tie a knot. I usually like to tie mine 3 to 4 times just to make sure it doesn't slip through my felt. Once you've done that, you can take the top portion of your headpiece and go ahead and stitch on his mouth. Now taking your yellow thread, you can begin blanket stitching all the way around the face to the opposite side. Please be sure to leave enough room open so that we can fill his head with polyfill. If you don't know how to blanket stitch, you can click the top right corner of the screen and it will take you to my video on blanket stitching. Alright, so once you've filled and completely stitched the rest of the head, you can use your pen to mark where you want to put the eyes. And I used my leftover yellow thread to stitch on the eyes. However, if you'd rather cut and get a new piece of thread, that's perfectly fine. And I typically like to stitch my eyes 3 to 4 times just to make sure they're nice and secure. Once you finish putting the eyes on, you can take your black felt and cut out a small oval for his nose. Once you've got it cut out, you can go ahead and hot glue it into place. Now we're going to blanket stitch the arms together. So you'll start with your red thread and you're going to blanket stitch all the way up to where the red meets the yellow. So once you get up to the yellow, you can go ahead and open up the 2 arm pieces and push your needle through and then run it along your felt just so it doesn't get in the way when we're filling it with polyfill later. Then you can take your yellow thread and begin blanket stitching all the way around to the other end. Once you get there, you'll tie off your yellow thread and then continue on with the red. And then I went ahead and filled and then continued stitching, so you should have 2 arm pieces once you're done with that. Next, you'll take your body piece and some red felt, and we're going to cut out a shirt for him. Once both the body pieces have a shirt on them, you're now going to take your red thread and start blanket stitching all the way down his shirt to where the red felt meets the yellow. Once you get to the yellow, you're going to open up your project just like we did with the arm, and you're going to run your thread through the felt to the other side. Then you're going to take your yellow thread and begin stitching the feet all the way up to the red on the opposite end. Then you'll tie off your thread and do not cut off the excess yet. You're going to continue up the side with your red thread. Once you get to the top, then you will fill it with the polyfill and blanket stitch it closed. Okay, so you should be done blanket stitching the body at this point. Next, I'm just going to take my excess thread. However, if you'd like to get a new piece of thread, that is totally fine. And you're going to stitch up the middle of his body here and just help further define his legs. Now you're going to take your dark blue felt and you're going to draw out a little tiny honey pot, and then go ahead and cut that piece out, and you can use it as a guideline to cut out another identical piece. Then you'll take your dark blue thread and you're going to blanket stitch all the way around to the opposite end, tie off the thread, and cut off the excess. Once that's done, you can take your darker yellow felt and cut out some little honey drips. Then you can go ahead and hot glue that to the top part of the honey pot. Now you're going to take your yellow felt and we're going to cut out 2 ears. And now we can begin assembling our project. So you'll just hot glue the 2 ears to the top part of the head. Then you will get the body, and we're going to hot glue the head onto the body. And once it gets attached with the hot glue, you'll want to hold it on for just a few seconds to make sure it stays in place. Next we'll attach an arm, and if you'd rather attach the honey pot first, that's totally fine. Just hold the arm on there, make sure it doesn't fall off. Then go ahead and hot glue the back part of the honey pot, and you're just going to attach that straight onto Pooh Bear. And my arm definitely fell off, so I'm going to re-hot glue and hold this on a little bit longer. Once you get the first arm attached, go ahead and hot glue the second arm on as well. And you're done! Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial, and please let me know how yours turned out in the comments down below. Also, if you have any video requests, please leave a note about them, and I'll do my best to make your request. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.